welcome. So let's begin today's nurturing session seated, and we will get hold of a block and we can sit on the block. Okay. If you've got a cushion and that feels nicer, then you can use a cushion. So you might want to sit kind of forward of the edge of the block so that you can tilt your pelvis forwards. Feel your knees resting on the floor. And if this position doesn't feel comfortable for you, then you're welcome to find another one. All right, so you can rest your hands on your knees. You can draw a few circles with the shoulders one way and circling it the other way. Maybe this is the first movement that you're doing today. We'll let the right ear fall towards the right shoulder. Try and maybe let the head bob forwards and bob back a little bit. Good. Hey, Elizabeth. Just settling into the space. Okay, letting the head bob forwards and back a little bit. Okay, and if you've just joined us, then we're sat on a block if you've got one, tilting the pelvis forwards, resting the hands on the knees. Okay, finding a nice comfortable seat. Okay, Elizabeth, I'll send you the link. Okay, once you are settled and you've kind of done a few little movements, you can let your eyes close down and take a little bit of time just to settle. So eyes closed, face relaxed and jaw relaxed. It's really interesting, the idea that once our jaw tightens, our psoas muscle tightens. Yeah, so that muscle that if you feel your hip bones and draw a line inwards towards the spine, psoas muscle attaches to around about that point and then threads in front of your hips onto your legs. So the only thing kind of attaching your legs to your body. So when your jaw tightens, that muscle tightens as well. It's like those two places holding on tight. Yeah. So in your seat, just trying to relax your jaw and just trying to relax your hips. Eyes closed, face relaxed, jaw relaxed, hips relaxed. Let the air float in and out through your nose. And trying to slow your breathing down. Every inhale, feeling your body inflate. And every exhale, feeling that deflation. Breath getting longer, slower, deeper. Okay, slowly beginning to control your breathing. Excuse me. And we'll take a breath in all together. Let's open your mouth and exhale, let it go. Now breathe in for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath at the top for 1, 2. And now exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding your breath for 1, 2. And then exhaling for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling for 4. Holding your breath for 2. Exhaling for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling for 4. Holding for 2. Exhaling for 8. Last round like that. Inhaling for 4. Holding for 2. And then exhaling for 8. Inhaling fully. Get to the very top of your inhale. And holding your breath at the top. See if you can hold it all in for a little bit longer. Maybe even filling yourself up a little bit more. And then open your mouth and exhale, let it go. Just breathe in and out through your nose. Notice, has that helped just to calm you down a little bit? To draw everything inwards. How does it feel? Once you feel like your breathing's come back to a more natural pace, we can come up off the block if you've used it. Okay. And then lift the knees up. Take the hands behind you and we'll take the feet as wide as the mat and just start to inhale and out to rotate the legs. That's it. Maybe as you continue to do this, you'll eventually be able to let the knee touch the floor right in between the legs there. And when that starts to happen, when you drop the knee down, maybe you can start to lift the hip up, lower it back down. Yeah, so kind of just exploring what's happening there with the hips today. Is your jaw still relaxed? Will that help to relax your hip? Good. So on this last time, let's lower the right knee to the floor. Now, if that feels all right there, then you can just slot your left ankle onto the outer right leg. Okay, you can walk your hands further back if you need to. You can bend your arms, maybe come down onto your forearms. Here's perfectly fine there. Any problems with those knees, just bring the leg up a little bit higher. Otherwise, maybe you can push the knee down and try and lift that hip up off the floor. Yeah, be careful of your knee, listen to it. We'll lower the hip down and then come back and just release it. So you got your feet as wide as the mat again. And we'll lower the left knee towards the floor and just see how that feels. Any problems with the knees, you're just going to stay at a certain point. And then maybe hook your right ankle over the top of that left thigh, that outer left thigh, so you're getting that extra stretch. And maybe you can push down to lift your left hip up, keeping your right hip on the floor there. And then release and come back to the center. Good. Then bring your soles of the feet together now. Walk your hands back. Push down to lift up nice and tall. Maybe you can kind of wiggle your hips a little closer towards your heels and see where you are at today. And then you can rest your hands onto your toes. So you're drawing yourself up and then walking the hands forwards. So I usually like to think about in this pose being in an upward dog shape. Yeah, so an upward dog shape with the back. But for now, while we start off, maybe it's fine just to round into your back. Bring your chin to your chest and kind of move from side to side as you see how your shoulder blades are feeling, how the back feels, and how your hips are. We'll walk the hands over towards the left side. Go over so that the hands are either side of that right knee and forehead down towards the knee. And you want to think about this right sit bone. Don't let it lift up off the floor. If anything, press it down and try and reach your right fingers further away from your right sit bone so you get a little bit deeper into that stretch there. You can walk your hands over to the other side. Creak your way over to the other side, hands either side of the knee. That's it. And again, think about your right sit bone. Don't let that one lift up. Maybe you want to creep your left fingers a little bit further forwards. Forehead down towards the floor. Good. Nice. Walking your hands back to the center. Let's play with that upward dog feeling now. So if you would like, this really helps me push down into the fingertips. And then as you push down to the fingertips, try and lift your chest up. Yeah. Think meerkat.com. It's like you could just move your head from side to side like that. And if that means walking your hands a little bit further towards your feet, do that. Big breath in. And a long breath out. Well done. Walk your hands all the way back. You want to take the hands back behind you. You can have your fingers turned out or have them turned in. We'll bring those knees up again. Feet either side of the mat. And again, just windscreen right by the legs. Okay, we're going to come into Janu Sirsasana. So you can extend both legs out. And you're going to bend the right leg, bring the sole of your right foot to your inner left thigh. Yeah. Now I like to use my mat as a guide, so use the outer line as a guide so that you know that this left leg is in line, and then have your right leg in line so those hips are equal. Push down through the hands to lift up tall, and then we're going to fold over your left leg. I want you to think about upward dog here. Yeah, think about lifting your chest up. I like to take my hands behind you. This is all about what I like today, but this helps me to think about that upward dog feeling. If it's too much for you, you can have your hands just resting by the side. You can maybe creep the hands forwards if you can maintain that upward dog shape. And if you're struggling to keep that shape, bend the knee. Yes, keep the thigh on the belly on your thigh. One more breath. If you need extra stretch here, push down through the back of that left leg, left heel. One more breath, guys. I think I said that already, but we're doing one more. Good. We'll come back up. Take the hands behind. And you too, bend this left leg. Doesn't need to be close to the bum or anything. Bring the right knee up and put your right ankle on the top of that left thigh there, and start to swing the leg from side to side. How's that feel there in the hip? Also get a little bit of core work going on here as well. If all is feeling well with your right knee, then you could step your left foot closer to your left hip. And again, start to sway from side to side. That's it. So coming up to my favorite move. So you're going to let your right foot fall to the left side and rest your right sole of the foot on the floor. It's like you're going to stand onto it. Then take your left arm over towards the left side and lay yourself down on the mat, keeping your foot where it is. Uncurl right arm out to the right side. Okay, and just be here for a moment. Breathe into what you're feeling. You want to try and keep that right foot rooted. You want to feel the left leg on the floor. You want to feel the twist and feel the outer right hip. You're going to take one more breath. Cool. So you could bring your right hand back, roll back onto your left arm, And then bring yourself right back where you came from. Ta-da. Release your right leg, shake it out. And change sides. So we're going to extend that right leg out now. Bring the sole of the left foot to your inner thigh. Line up your right leg with the edge of this mat, or your mat. Hips level, equal. Push down through the fingertips, and again, think up dog. Maybe keep your hands behind you. That might be helpful for you, like it is for me. Or maybe you need a bit of support with the hands on the floor there. Push down through the heel. If you need extra stretch, and if you need a little bit less, have the knee bent. Okay, but wherever you are, long breaths. Every exhale, just exploring your right hamstring. Seeing what's happening with it today. What do you need? Do you need to draw back a bit? Do you need to go a little bit deeper? One more breath. Good. And then you can bring yourself back up. You can take the hands behind you. Fingers can point outwards or to the back, maybe towards your bum. And we'll bend the right leg now. Bring the left knee up. And then place the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Okay, and you can start to swing from side to side so that further away the right leg, the right foot is from your hip, the easier this is going to be. Okay, and then you might feel able to bring your foot a little bit closer to your hip. And again, take a little swing from side to side. Good, how's that feeling there? It's actually a little bit clunky for me on this left side. Okay, now we're going to take that left foot to the right side, lower the outer right leg onto the floor. The sole of the left foot is on the floor, so if you're going to stand on it, and you're going to slide your right arm over to the right side as you lay down onto your back, and uncurl the left arm towards the left side. Squeeze down through the outer right leg. Think about pushing the left knee away from you. How much can you feel the left shoulder blade on the mat? And hopefully you're feeling a stretch in the outer left thigh, left hip. Everyone feels this one differently. For me, this is quite intense. And although I'm quite a flexible person, for other people, it's not so intense. So, it all depends on where your flexibility lies. For me, I feel this one. Big breath in. Long breath in. Come back out the way you came in, rolling back up onto your right shoulder. Use your left hand to bring you back up. And then swing the leg back. Okay, and you can release that left leg, shake it out, whatever you need to. Extend both legs out in front now. Hands by your hips. Use the hands to try and lift yourself up. And same thing, up dog. Maybe those knees are bent as you fold forwards. You could turn the fingers to face the back, kind of draw your fingers away from the shoulders, walking them away. Feel like, I know I've said it before, a rocket ship about to take off. Maybe the legs can straighten if it doesn't mean that you hunch your back. As soon as that back is hunched, you've gone a little bit too far. Big breath in. Long breath in. Take one more breath. We're going to counterpose this. So you lift yourself up. Take the hands behind you. Bring your fingers towards your bum now. You could have the fingers turned out slightly if it was not a nice stretch for you. but draw your shoulders back, push down through the hands and open up the chest. We're going to bend the knees, have your feet flat, and then try and swing the hips up to the sky. Lower the hips back down, and we're going to do that 3 more times. Push down through the feet and lift the hips up. Keep the head in line with the spine. Lower the sit bones back down. 2 more. Push down through the feet, lift the hips up, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Last time. So use the strength of your legs, your glutes, hamstrings, hips. And then lower back down. Awesome, guys. We're going to come back up just to seated. Give the legs a shake out. Give the wrists a little bit of a shake out. And we try that 3 times, but with the legs straight. And if that's too much, you will rebend those legs like we did before. Okay. So see how this feels different. Draw the shoulders back, lift and open up the chest. Now you push down through your heels and lift your hips up. Keep your head in line with the shoulders. And if that's already too much, just bend the legs. Lower the sit bones down to the mat. Give yourself a little rest. And again, exhale, pushing through the heels, lifting the hips up. Slowly lowering the hips back down. We got 2 more. Push down through the heels. Lift the hips up. Maybe the toes are starting to touch the floor now. Pointing your feet. Lower back down. And last time. Push down through the heels. Lift the hips up. And then lower the hips down. It's not easy, that is it? Re-bend the legs. Bring yourself forward, soles of the feet together, knees open, counter pose. That one, reach the arms forwards. And if you like, fold forwards, find a hunch and rock from side to side. Slowly make your way back up. We're going to come into a little pigeon series into a twist. Okay, so your right leg is already bent. Let's swing the left leg all the way back behind us. Find your pigeon pose. Yeah, so wiggle your way into it. Right knee bent, left leg straight. Have a little look back. Line up your left leg in line with the edge of the mat. Yeah, so with that outer left edge. So you're in alignment. And then walk your hands forwards. Relax your head down into the mat. Take a few breaths here. Yeah, so that's the important bit, the long, slow breaths. Using those breaths to help you drop into your body, drop into what you're feeling. I love the thought, it's checking in, not checking out. And we're going to walk the hands back up towards the knees, and we kind of played with this in the flow class this morning. You want your heel close to your pelvis. Okay? And you're going to take your right arm and just thread it over your lower back and around. Now see, as you thread the hand over and around, open up your chest to twist towards the right side. Yeah. So your hand might be just happy there resting on the lower back, or maybe you could easily catch hold of your right big toe. Yeah, just as an option. But otherwise you can just press the back of the hand into your back to help you twist the chest towards the right. You could be on the fingertips of the left hand and use them as a prop. If you take them out a little bit further, use them as a prop to help you twist a bit more. And the last little option would be to squeeze the heel in towards the bum. Use the hamstring there to help you. Now, if any of this has gone too far for you, just go back a step. You could even have the block underneath your right hip if that helps. Good. Lowering your left leg back if you lifted it. Unhook your right arm And you fall onto the right side of your right leg, and then swing your left leg all the way around, hook it over your right leg. If that is too much, just bring the foot inside the right leg. I need to move my left heel away so I can sit both sit bones into the mat, and wrap your right arm around the left leg, left fingertips behind you. So twisting the other way, breathing in. Breathe out, check in with your nose. Is it in line with the center of your chest? Yeah, keep it there in the center of the chest and make the belly, make the twist happen from your belly button and above, while rooting down through both sit bones. You can let your left ear fall to the left shoulder if that feels nice. Right shoulder pressing down there. Yeah, you can sigh in the twist. Do whatever helps you to let go. Good. Lifting the head back to the center and swinging back towards the front of the mat. We will swing this left leg all the way back. You can draw a big circle or a little one. And we're just going to change legs. So you can tuck the back toes, right leg goes back. Give it a little wiggle. And then left knee to the left wrist. Slide the back leg away. It's a nice relief now to get back into this pose, but in the other leg. Have a little look back. Is your leg in line with the mat? Yeah, that's going to help with some sort of alignment there. And then walk the hands forwards. Now, although you're relaxing here, you're relaxing into the pose, relaxing into the stretch. There's still awareness there. There's still the intention. There's still the work happening. You can make that happen by breathing deeply. You can think about pushing down through the right leg, through the top of the right foot, and into the outer left hip. Maybe feel that opening up in deep within the hip. And then we walk the hands back towards the knees. And we'll squeeze the heel in towards the pelvis a little bit. That helps. And then thread your left arm over and around your back. Yeah, so there might be no toe reaching for you. You might be pushing the back of the hand into the outer right hip to help you twist the chest towards the left. You could walk your right fingertips forwards to be more of a stand for you, or maybe you easily find your left toe, your big toe, and you can pull on the foot to help twist the chest a little bit more. You can bend the back leg in and squeeze the heel in. Feel the hamstrings working for you, and also then the quad getting the stretch, so the muscle at the top of your leg push down through the top of that leg. One more breath. Is your nose in line with your chest? Is it through the center of the chest? Yeah, rather than straining your neck or twisting with your eyeballs. Keep your eyeballs forwards. Releasing the back leg. Well done. Releasing the bind. Fall onto your left side and then try and swing your right leg all the way to the front of the mat. And then over the outer left leg. And again, if it's too much, then it will be inside the left leg. Now move your left heel away so you can sit both sitting bones down, and then left arm around the right knee, right fingertips behind you. Breathing in, think nose in line with the center of the chest, and the twist happening from your belly button and above. Yeah, especially thinking about your right sitting bone pressing down into the mat as you twist. Inhaling exhaling to twist. Let your right ear fall to the right shoulder. Feel the stretch through the left side of the neck. And then picking the head back up. Well done. And release. Taking your right leg in a big circle. I have to go quite high because of the furniture in the way. Tuck your back toes and we'll take the left leg back into a downward dog. And you can have a little wiggle and a little bit of a play here in your down dog. Relax your head, push through your hands, try and lift the hips up. Wiggle, wiggle, press the heels down. All of that feeling nice. Well, hopefully feeling nice. And then we can lower the knees, have your knees open, big toes touching. And we just walk the hands forwards. Relax the forehead down into the mat. Take a few breaths there. Maybe this is your first child's pose today. Luxuriate in your child's pose. It's not an easy word to say when you can't do your R's very well, but luxuriate in it. We keep going with the twisting theme. So you can push down to your fingertips in the left hand and slide your right arm underneath you. So you can let the side of the head rest on the floor. Push down through the back of the right arm, reach through the left fingertips. You can take the left arm around your back. Maybe the fingertips snuggle around the inner right thigh there and you try and open up the shoulder there. Relax your head. And while you're stretching deep within the hips here, is it possible to let your jaw relax? Maybe that will let your hips relax a bit more. Remembering those 2 points of contact within the body that hold on tight when you're under stress. Your jaw and that psoas muscle. Releasing the twist, taking your left arm back out. Good, and then go to the other side, left arm underneath you towards the right side. Lean into the left arm, let the side of the head rest on the floor, and you'll reach through your right fingertips. The more you press into the back of that left arm, the more of a twist you're going to get. Okay, you can wrap your right arm around your back, maybe the fingers snuggle inside the left thigh there. Can you relax into this twist? When you are ready, release. Come back through center. Take the arms all the way back out in front. Big breath in. And a long breath out. Good. We're going to come up onto all fours. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And we do a few circles. Yeah, so you can start to think about putting a little bit of weight into your hands and into your fingertips and also the heels of the hands. That's it, so you're feeling the wrists start to get a little bit stronger. And you can take the circle the other way. That's it. And then coming back. Now I want you to be a bit more in the sides of your body now, and maybe you can let your head come into it a little bit more as well. So a little bit more fluidity through your body. And then take it the other way.
Then coming back to the shoulders over the hands and into your cat-cows, letting your belly sink and lifting the head, chest up. Rounding into the back and chin to your chest. A few more times, belly sinks, lift the head, chest up. Getting fluid in the spine. Pushing away, rounding into the back. Last time, belly sinks, lift the head, chest up. And then push away and round into the back. All right, come back to neutral. So I've really been enjoying this one. If you take your right leg back and press the toes into the floor, and then go for your cat-cow here. Belly sinks, lift the head, chest up, and then round into the back. And now it's like you're dragging your foot towards your right wrist. And then let the belly sink and you're pushing your foot away. And then round into the back, chin to chest. Good, last time, letting the belly sink, lifting the head, chest up, push through the heel. And then round into the back, chin to chest. Come back to neutral. Now I'm going to turn so that you can see this. So you're going to take your right leg out towards the right side now. And then put the sole of the foot flat onto the floor there. That's it. Make sure your hands are below your shoulders. And do your cat-cows here. So you're going to let your belly sink and lift your head, chest up. Try and keep the sole of the right foot on the floor. And then tuck the tail and round into the back. Check in with that. How does it feel? And again, let your belly sink and lift the head, chest up. And then push away and round into the back. Last time, let the belly sink and lift the head, chest up. Now from here, just walk your right hand a little bit further forwards. You're going to twist your left arm underneath you towards your right foot. You might even be able to catch hold of the right foot. And then lay the side of the head on the floor. You could put a block underneath your head. And right arm to the top of the mat there. That's it. And you can maybe just come down onto your elbow if that feels a little bit better, just twisting there. See what suits you, but wherever you are, feel like you are in the cow of your cat-cow. So your belly is sunk and your tailbone's lifting up, and you're feeling the stretch there in the inner right thigh, hopefully, and deep within that hip. You're also in the twist, so you can push down into the back of the left arm, you can pull onto your foot, you can creep your right fingers as far forwards as you can. You just explore it. Where do you feel it? Where do you need to get to feel the stretch? Now when you're ready, you can bring your right hand back in and bring your left hand back underneath you. It'll be nice now to bring that right knee in. And let's do some circles with the hips. Yeah, does one side feel a little bit different to the other? It does for me, for sure. Okay, and if you need to shake out your wrists a bit, you can. It's a little while on all fours. So let's take the left leg back and press the toes into the floor. This feels mighty stiff now. And we let the belly sink, lift the head, chest up, push the heel away, and then tuck the tail round into the back, push the foot down into the mat. And again, inhale, lift the hips up, draw the head, chest forwards. And then push down through the foot, round into the back. Last time, push the heel back and draw the head, chest forwards. And then push the foot down, round into the back. Yeah, so now you can come back to a neutral spine. And you take your left leg out towards the left side, put the sole of the foot flat onto the floor there. Yeah, hopefully you can see that. And then try your cat-cows from there. So you can let your belly sink and lift your head, chest up. Check in that that left foot is in line with the left hip. And then push down through the foot and round into the back, chin to chest. And again, let the belly sink. Think sit bones up to the sky. Feel the left hamstring move to the back. And then push down, round into the back, draw it to the front. Last time, let the belly sink and lift the head, chest up. Now we'll stay like this, sort of lifting upwards. Slide your right arm underneath you. Maybe you catch hold of your left foot. Maybe you don't. Yeah, it's all fine. It's just, where do you feel the stretch? Left fingers to the top of the mat. Come onto that right forearm if that feels better for you. Yeah, so where do you feel the stretch? Don't try and recreate the shape. It's just, where do you feel the stretch? And then wherever you are, take a few breaths. Would this make any sense? Think up dog with your tailbone. Does that make sense? It kind of makes sense to me, that one. But you're trying to find the cow of your cat cow, belly sunk, tailbone up. One more breath. And then bring your left hand back in if you took it out. Bring yourself right back up. And we'll take the left leg back to where it came from. Do some little circles with the hips again. How does that feel now? Both sides are awakened. And you can get into some cat-cows as well. Well done, everybody. Good. And so while we are here, keep your hips above your knees. Walk your hands forwards. Take them to the corners of your mat. Maybe you can lower your chest and your chin to the floor. If you can't get your chest down, it can be nice sometimes to put a pillow or a block underneath your chest to give you a little bit of support, something to push into. Yeah, but if not, don't worry. You could just, you can hover, you can lessen it, you could bring your elbows in. Yeah. What is it that you need here? Where can you get that upward dog feeling? If you do feel any kind of numbness coming to your fingers or any tingling, then you might be a little bit too deep. I would come out a little bit and try and find a place where there isn't that tingling. If you need a bit more, bring your hands closer together. Good. Okay, walking your hands back underneath you. Take an angry cat, chin to chest. Spread your shoulders. Bring your knees close together, your feet close together, and then sit your hips in your heels and relax. Tummy, chest, head over your legs. Forehead down into the mat. Let everything surrender and melt. Okay, let those hips melt into the heels. Relax your jaw. Remember, the jaw, if it's relaxed, will help the psoas muscle to relax, especially in this shape. I find it very hard to relax with the knees together. Take one more breath. Awesome. Start to walk your hands back towards your knees. We're going to counter pose that child's pose. So come up to seated on your heels. Okay, and take the hands behind you. Your fingers towards the bum. It's kind of like where we were earlier. Draw your shoulders back. Lift and open up the chest. And you're going to push down to your knees and see if you can lift those hips up. See what's possible. Keep your nose in line with your chest. And you know, if your neck hasn't got any issues, you can let your head fall back. But for most, it's nice just to keep the head in line with the spine. Good. Lower back down. Well done. Come up to seated, and we're just going to fall onto one side and extend those legs back out in front. So make your way onto your back. You could reach your arms out and then start to roll through the spine, lower down, vertebra by vertebra, really pressing through those toes, finding that strength, finding that control. Once you get there, you can collapse. Take your arms up and over your head, or bring the soles of the feet together and knees open. This is such a nice little adjustment for you to feel more of the spine on the floor. So if you push both your feet together, big toes, baby toes, and the heels, lift your knees a little bit, and then lift your hips up. And then try and wiggle your tailbone closer towards your heels, and then lower more of the spine on the floor there. How's that feel? Yeah. So it's not like you're trying to flatten your lower back. You're just trying to lengthen it. We're always trying to maintain the natural shape of the spine, yeah, in for the most part here. You can let the knees move from side to side, little rocking. Maybe that feels nice on the glutes and the lower back. It certainly does for me. I'm going to bring the knees up together. Squeeze the thighs into the chest. You can take your arms over the tops of the shins. How's all of that feeling now? We're going to come into a twist. We want to squeeze your knees together, and we'll let both knees fall to the right. Keep the knees nice and close to your chest. I know when I adjust people in this twist, they're always surprised at how, if you keep those knees close to the chest, as you fall to the right or to the left, how much more you'll feel it. So try that and adjust that for yourself at home. See if you're kind of in this twist thinking, oh, there's not a lot happening. How can you adjust it to give yourself more sensations, more stretch, more space? One more breath here. And we can then bring the knees into the chest. Use your core to do that, and then let the knees fall to the other side. Yeah, so you're not just using your back to lift those knees up, you're trying to draw the belly button back and up to create that strength to help you in the twist. Okay, let those knees fall to the other side. And a few breaths. Keep your gaze straight up. Yeah, we don't really need to. It does help to get the feeling of increasing the stretch if you turn your gaze to the right. Sometimes that can just add a little bit of tension. So try for today, nose in line, face straight up to the sky. Relax your jaw, and then once you can really feel your jaw relax, maybe you can visualize your psoas muscle relaxing as well in this shape, hips relaxing. We don't need to hold all the parts of our body together all the time in preparation for something massive. Sometimes we can just let everything relax. One more breath. Use the core, draw it back and up to help you bring those knees in. You can use the arms as well, back to the center. Now, I'd like to give you a few options for the next moment. We're going to continue with the breathing practice that we did at the beginning. So you could do it here, lying on your back with the soles of the feet together, knees open, and you can rest your hands on your belly. Or you could do it seated, as we started, sat on the block. Okay, so you choose and find your way into a place. Maybe you're already in it. And again, bringing your awareness to your breath. Notice the air floating in, the body inflate and deflate. And that's not with the inhale that the body's getting bigger, and with the exhale the body's getting smaller. It's just feeling that expansion and then feeling that drawing in. It's like drawing in all the parts of yourself into you. We'll take a big breath in all together. Open your mouth, exhale, let it go. This time, breathe in for the count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath for 1, 2. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Try and stick with that rhythm. Inhaling for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding your breath for 1, 2. Exhaling for 3, 2, 1. So that rhythm or thereabouts. Inhaling 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding your breath for 1, 2. Exhaling for 3, 2, 1. Keep it going. Inhaling for 8. Holding your breath for 2. Exhaling for 4. Inhaling for 8. Holding for 2. Exhaling for 4. Inhaling for 8. Just imagine this little sequence helping to build energy, helping to build that awareness. Exhaling for 4. Inhale fully. Hold your breath at the top. See if you can let more air seep in through your nose. And then open your mouth. Exhale, let it go. Breathing in normally. Breathing out normally, just in and out through the nose. If you're seated, just allow yourself to be seated for a little bit longer. If you want, you can prop yourself up against a wall, or you're happy where you are. If you are laying on the mat and you have your knees bent, maybe you can extend your legs out, rest the backs of the hands on the floor. Just take a few moments. Yeah, so wherever you are, a few moments of stillness. Did your jaw tighten during the breathing practice? Are your hips relaxed? How do you feel? How are you feeling? Are you able to relax that last little bit, that last little iota? That last little right glute muscle, can you let it go? Let everything be soft.
while you rest, while your body recharges. Take a few more breaths here. Just normal, natural breathing, but notice if some tension has arrived. All of a sudden you've realized your big toe has been tense the whole time. Relax it now. Give yourself a few more moments. And as always, you are welcome to stay there as long as you need. If you have to get going and get moving, then we'll start to breathe a little bit deeper. You're welcome to ignore me though. Start to bring movement into your fingers and into your toes, maybe rubbing your hands together if you're seated. And if you're lying on your back, extending your arms up and over your head, doing that full body stretch. And then rolling over to the right hand side into a fetal shape. And if you are seated, waiting there for us, and we'll make our way up to seated. Sit however's comfortable for you. Palms together, thumbs into your chest bone. In gratitude to the practice as always. Take a big breath in through the nose. Opening the mouth, exhale, let it go. Namaste, thank you so much for joining me today. As always, let me know if you've got any questions. I am here if you need me. Take your time, guys, and thank you again. I shall see you soon.